Hi guys, I hope that you're very well. For today's video, we'll be talking about a very interesting event that is happening actually starting from today, and that will last until February the 19th, and this is the first Mercury retrograde of 2021. So for today's video, we'll be talking about what is exactly Mercury retrograde, what does it really mean, and I'll give you some couple of examples of what you could potentially expect during this period of time. Why is it so popular in astrology? Why everyone talks about it? And of course, we might also mention at the end some zodiac signs that might be susceptible to be more affected than others during this time. So let's just explain first, what is Mercury retrograde? What does it mean? A lot of people hear it everywhere, all over the internet, yet it's still a mystery as to what does it really mean. Does that, like, you might think retrograde, does that mean the planet is going backwards or something? It's not. It's a bit more complicated than that, but we'll try today to keep it very simple. I'm going to explain as simple as possible to make it super easy for you to understand what this is all about. So first of all, when we talk about a planet that's going retrograde, basically we refer to the fact that it's going to a slight reverse motion from its typical, you know, perspective, if you look at it from our angle, which is the Earth as a planet. So what you're going to see is that it's not actually going to be going the other way around, opposite everything else in the solar system. It's just that that planet is actually going to somehow slow down in some ways that might give that illusion that it's you know, retrograding. To make it simple, that's kind of what it is. And the important information for you to know, to be honest, is that due to the different speeds of the planets that rotate around the sun, that's how you can see if there is a retrograde happening or not. They all have their typical speed, but this kind of goes a little bit different than what usually Mercury would be doing. And the planet in retrograde can emphasize a lot of different things, from unresolved issues you might have from the past, wrong decisions or actions, unforeseen changes, maybe some kind of blockages or frustrations in different areas of your life. That would usually be kind of the symptoms, we can call it like that, associated with Mercury retrograde in astrology. So, you know, but it's important to remind ourselves that Mercury as a planet, it's also associated with that idea of a spiritual guidance, and that period of retrograde is a good time for us to actually dive deep into that guidance and to stop for a moment rather than just acting too fast, and just reflect on ourselves and who we are really inside. Yeah, a little bit like that's a form of spiritual guidance in some ways. And you know, if I was to give you examples of what you would normally associate Mercury retrograde with in terms of events, which is more so the reason why people seem to talk about it and be familiar with that term a lot. Well, Mercury in astrology also reflects to communication, you probably know that, but also transportation. So usually you might notice a little bit more than usual that during Mercury retrograde you might have internet connections that might be difficult, you know, blockages, delays in transport. You know, not that this gives it an excuse or anything, but you might see it a little bit more than usual. You might be more prone to making wrong judgments or decisions. This is why a lot of astrologers will tell you that during Mercury retrograde, it's very important to try to avoid taking big decisions in your life. Because of that, you might be more prone to making mistakes, and they always say that you have to wait for the retrograde to be finished, and then you can move on with those big decisions or actions if you feel like. Other elements would be, you know, you might notice that you may have you might find it more difficult just to communicate with other people, to express yourself. Maybe sometimes you might feel misunderstood. And again, that ties in so much with what Mercury is all about. But also, you know, you might find it a bit difficult with mental focus, with relationships might get a little bit more tense than usual. Yeah, just a lot of things like that would be typically what you could expect from Mercury retrograde to be about. You have all the planets as well that can go in retrograde, but the one that usually gets the most attention and can do it more often, I suppose, is Mercury. And then, well, there will be, just to let you know, because we'll be talking about, again, I'll be going more into detail in other videos, but the one that we have here, I said at the beginning, it's going to start from today, the 30th of January, and it finishes next month in February on the 19th. So that would be then, it will finish then. And so it starts in Aquarius season and it'll be finishing somewhere around Pisces season. And then we'll have a second retrograde in end of May, beginning of June. That one will be a Gemini retrograde. And then the last one, but not least, is going to be end of September until October. There's going to be a Libra, in Libra. So you might be wondering, you know, like what signs are more susceptible to actually be struggling because of this retrograde, which is a fair question. You know, some signs might actually tend to have more difficulties than others. So I would say that the major influence of Mercury might actually be on fixed signs. So if you're not familiar which ones those are, fixed signs would be Aquarius, obviously, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. So these three, guys, if you happen to have one of those, just be wary, you know, like keep in mind everything that we said at the beginning. You know, now is the time to reflect and to take it easy, and no rush. There's no need now to start, you know, going crazy about something. You know, now just take your time and you know, reflect on what's happening around you and what's going on, rather than taking any drastic moves. And if I was to give two more signs, because there is two more, this is not the end, obviously it's going to be the two star signs that Mercury governs, obviously. So that's going to be Virgo and Gemini. So those you know, signs might have a little bit more difficulties than the rest of the zodiac. But then again, you know, you might see changes, you might see differences. It's not all about your sun sign. It also depends on what your rising sign is, because I always say to people around me, rising signs are also very important. Sometimes more so than your sun sign, let's be honest. We might talk about this on a later date, you know, on a different video, but it would be very interesting, I think, as a topic to explain why actually your rising sign could be more important in your chart than your actual sun sign. And yeah, that would be more so the idea for today. I wanted just to share with you a very easy explanation, something that you might feel, you know, gives you a little bit of a quick insight as to what this Mercury retrograde is all about. Why is everyone so all the time crazy about it, and why do people always blame things for Mercury retrograde? You don't use astrology to blame things, use it to better understand things around you. And that's it, you know. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel? Did you started to feel any shifts, anything happening, you know? And what we're going to do tomorrow is, I might just let you know now in advance, we'll be talking about what are the best crystals for you guys to surround yourself with, to make the most out of this time, and to give you all the energy you may need to be able to go through this retrograde in the best possible way. So thank you so much, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. Please give this video a thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. That would also be amazing. And I will be seeing you tomorrow for a new video. Hope you have a good day, guys. Talk to you soon.